Hey, good afternoon, happy Sunday, and happy Mother's Day. Welcome to Sylvan Mist Designs. Today, so as you can tell, I'm kind of doing a little impromptu stream today, and I did just want to get some painting in. I have got ornaments to do today, so let me give you a little bit of background on these. So, during Christmas time, I had actually had a sale that I stumbled upon with these little acrylic ornaments. And if I remember correctly, I think they were like buy one, get one free. So I have a bunch of them. And unfortunately, I just never got around to getting them painted during the Christmas season. And I found these just digging through some stuff. Kind of putting together my storage and rearranging some things for spring cleaning. And I thought, you know what, these would be really cool to do something different with. And the flowers are what I've come up with. All right, now I've already done 2 sets and I'm going to release a video on those sometime. I say sometime because I've got them recorded. I haven't gotten them edited and uploaded yet. And unfortunately, my laptop that I do all of my stuff on, all of my streaming, recording, editing, unfortunately has got a problem with its battery and I've got to take it into the shop and I don't know when I'm going to get it back. So whenever that's going to happen. So that's why I'm live streaming today. That's another one of the reasons. So these ornaments, they are the clear acrylic. They do normally have this film on the front and the back. Now I've taken it off of what I'm going to say is the front for both of these, but I am leaving it on the back. I have my tools over here, my Happy Dotting Company. As always, I've got everything up to a 6 in front of me. I've got my palette over here, and then I'm going to show you what colors I've chosen for this set today. I actually have 2 planned, this one and another one already, but I think I'm only going to be able to get 1 set done right now. So the one thing that is a default across all of them is a white. I've got the Hauser medium and the Hauser light green. Those are going to be across all of them. The 3 colors that I've chosen today, because I kind of liked the softer palette that I did before instead of the darker. So I've got these 3. So I've got mint, blue, and heather. The spa blue. Okay, so we're going to do sort of pastel. Other than that, the only other thing that I've got is my glass medium. This is going to make sure that the paint eventually doesn't just slide right off. Okay, so I'm going to get all of this in. So I've got 6 colors. I don't necessarily need all 6 in my palette immediately. Let's go ahead and get at least just the 3 colors. And as you can see, it's really just a small dot of the medium that I've got going in here. Okay, I've already got all of these paints shaken up as well. Some of the older paints that I have, I still have a couple ball bearings in them. 1/4 inch, no, actually, yeah, I don't remember the size. I've used so many, but I use them as agitators. So I kind of don't like to get them all shook up on camera because it's sort of loud. It's kind of obnoxious. So all right, let me get that in there. And then this will take me just a quick second. I usually don't have any problems with bubbles with these, so. And then off to my side over here, I have just got an old Tupperware dish and an old washcloth, which is what I use to wipe off my tools. Okay. It's about time for me to clean my palette. Oops. All right, so there's those 3. I've kind of had a theme going. My theme sort of has been 1 large flower and then 3 kind of middle-sized or small ones. So I think I'm going to do that with this as well. So I'm going to start over here with a 6. And then I've sort of been alternating colors around. I guess it could just kind of be whatever right now. Okay, so where do I want my large one? So one of the previous I had the large one here and it was a full one, then I had half one. You know what, let's do it sort of in the middle this time. Okay. And that was a 6. We could probably go in with a 5. So I'm going to hold on to my swoosh tool here. How about what do we want? Pink? That's fine. Kind of whatever. I had some in the medium over here on the edge that didn't get mixed in. Okay. Now these are going to be super simple daisy-like flowers. Okay, so all I'm going to do to start, oops, I'm going to have a bubble there. Okay. As I'm just going to make traditional swooshes all the way around. I do want the first ones at least directly across from one another. So I'm going to take right from the center and pull down one side and then the other. And then fill that in. I'm going to be doing that a lot with these flowers. Okay. If you're not great at swooshes or you want to learn them, this is a fantastic way to do so. Try to keep them directly across from one another. Let's see. Now, as you notice, they aren't almost dropped that, goodness. Okay. Small little bubbles there. Okay, make sure they're all a little popped there. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that aside for a sec. I'm going to move on to these, and then I'm going to go back to that one. Okay. Let's do this side first. And I'm drawing out the middle too, just to make sure that I don't accidentally, because I think your eye has a tendency to want to push everything close together. So the tips, if you're not careful, the tips will all end up next to each other instead of evenly spaced around it. And it looks sort of funny. So these are really, really loose. I'm not trying to make them super symmetrical and even and beautiful. They're just really, really loose. And like I said, if you've not done any kind of swooshes before or they're a little bit intimidating, this is a really cool project to get you started on that. Okay. Okay, now I've got my little spaces. So let's go back into, let's see, I'm wiping my 5 off. Let's go down maybe to, I'm going to assume a 3. Yeah, 3 is good. Okay. Great, so we've got our first 2 in. Okay, let me get that wiped off. All right, so let's actually get my green on the palette, because now that I have the 2 main ones in, I definitely want to get at least 1 or 2 of my petals, not petals, leaves. I'll start with the dark green. It's mixed real quick. Okay. All right, where do I want? Probably on this side. Gonna turn these both, and I'm gonna use this side that's kind of closer to the edge. I always want to hold on to both tools at the same time, which I usually will do, and I'm not, you know, streaming or recording, but just in case, I'm trying not to do that. Okay. I'm just trying to drag these as far as I can down. There. I think they're about the same, give or take. This one fits perfect right on the edge. There. Okay. Do the same with this one if I can. That worked out perfectly, being right on the edge there. And I'm trying to pull it just underneath the bottom of the one next to it. There. I'm tempted to put one more in this space and have it come down. Yeah, let's do that. I hesitated just a little bit because I don't have a ton of room. I made this one pretty large. And so I do want some more flowers in here, obviously. So I just got to keep that in mind. I don't want to use up all of my room. There, perfect. I'm happy with that. Let's get another flower. I think I can get a 5. Let's see. Nope, let's go 4. I'm not gonna have quite enough room. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Let's see, do we want to, what do we want to do with these colors. I probably want the petals to be this color. Let's just invert this one. Okay. I'm doing a 3. You know what? I take that back. Let's do a different one. I have, right? Okay. Yeah, sorry. I had to stop and think for a second what I was doing. All right, so I'm going into the 5. Let's see, where can I space this? I'm gonna go down 1 here. That's better. Okay, this one's going to be right up against the edge. I need 1 more dot in there, and I'm going to let that one overlap. I haven't done that on these before, but I do need that to be dry for that to happen. So okay, so there's that so far. And again, all of these are going to get a top coat, so this is just the base. Need to get some blue in here. I think I'm going to stick with that 4. And I'm probably going to need white. And hello. I am so sorry. I have been caught up in working, so my apologies if you said hello and I didn't say hello back. If you guys are kind of popping in and out, I'm sure I will see you again. Happy Mother's Day. It is a nice Sunday, isn't it? All right, so let's get some blue in here. Like I said, I'm going to stick with the 4. I'm going to do the center white on this one. Okay, so now we're going to go back to some daisy type shapes. Oh, good to hear it's sunny. Yeah, it's actually going to be pretty hot here today. It'll cool off again in a couple of days, but yeah, we sort of blew through quote unquote spring weather. I don't know if it's the same for you, but yeah, it's hot. All right, so this one's going to be a little short. Okay. That is so nice. Yeah, I would love a 70-degree day today, but yeah, no, it's just not going to happen. Today I think is predicted 80 or 82. Whoops. No, I don't want to do that. Let me get this one off of here. That's better. Okay. I did that with this one. I was a little bit off, but I don't want to do that again. Let's not try to intentionally have everything all wonky. Thanks, Eva. Appreciate it. Yep, and again, this is just the base. You know, there's going to be other colors that are laid in on top of this, so it'll have more depth. I'm trying to come up with some really good ways to use these. I know that holiday trees or the year-round Christmas trees, they exist, right? I've seen, I don't know, I don't know how many people actually have them, or if it's just like some silly social media thing, because that's mostly where I've seen the images of the holiday trees. But my thought was, maybe if somebody has a holiday tree, these would be really cute for like Easter. But otherwise, I think they're just a smidge too thick to use as bookmarks. My thought maybe was hanging them in a window, but I don't know. You know, I've stained glass art. Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen? No, I haven't. I don't know if I would actually be really any good or want to get into real stained glass, but I really, really love the look of it. And did you see the deco art? They have the stained glass paint, like it's kind of faux stained glass. I am interested to try that. I have been seriously looking at that, except, you know, I've got 9 million other things in mind. and other projects that I want to do too. So it just kind of got put on the back burner, but absolutely that looks really, really fun too. Ooh, a car mirror, Eva. Yeah, that sounds really cool too. Yeah. Yeah, and actually I found it. If you go to, it's on Amazon, of course, but if you go to the DecoArt site, if you go to Plaid, what is it, Plaid Online? Is that right? Yeah, for their direct website. It looks really, really easy too. It's like a squeeze bottle type of paint that'll give you that stained glass effect. And I was racking my brain. I really want to incorporate dotart with that in something like this. And I think that is totally possible. Like I said, I just have so many things going on in my head. I have way more projects than I have time and energy and cash for. Got a little puppy dog fur somewhere here. Okay, there we go. I love the sky blue. I just never get a chance to really use it all that often. You have a list that long? Yeah, mine feels that long too, quite honestly. Like I said at the beginning, I actually found these ornaments because so after the craft fair season sort of ended for me last year, I just did it in November. After that had passed, I had taken all of the things that didn't sell and all of the projects that I didn't get to, etc. And I just had them in a box in my closet. There was a few things that I was working on, and I had those things like stacked around my desk, like odds and ends here and there, and it was just a mess. And so spring cleaning comes, and I'm like, you know, it's time to get some better storage here, and I got to kind of figure out what I have left. And I started going through all of that. Oh my gosh, yeah. So many things that I had thought, oh yeah, this is my next project. I bought this for it. I bought that for it. I have the right paint for it. And then something else comes up and I'm like, oh, I need to get this done first. And yeah, here we are. Yeah. It feels like it's a million pages long. I like the look of it overlapping, but I've just got to be super careful. Not everything is completely dry, so I'm kind of pushing my luck a little bit. There. Okay. I had to widen the base of that one just a little bit because, again, as you can see, I don't know if it's really obvious or not, but it is to me. So normally when I'm making the petals, right, the petals come in like this, right? from either side. They'll come in, you know, diagonally like that. And the tips will be together, right? Evenly spaced. But if, like I was saying earlier, if you don't really pay attention, your eyeball, instead of putting it evenly like this, wants to scoot it over and then you get it sort of lopsided. So and that's exactly what happened there. All right, get a drink. That's another thing I'm really excited about. I always make freshly brewed iced tea in the spring and summertime when it starts to get warm out, and I can finally get some tea going. All right, let's see if I can get another one in here. Maybe I should make kind of a fat one. I have this one, and these two are the same. Maybe I should do some petals that are maybe just shorter and fatter instead of long. And then I can fill up this space, which, okay, so what have I got? 4 colors here. Okay, so I've got 1 flower in each of these except for the white. So let's do a blue center and a white daisy. How about that? And then I've got to get some more leaves in here. And hopefully I left enough space. The very first one that I did, I was smarter and I put 1 flower down and then I would put some leaves around it and then I would put the next flower and then some leaves around it. And I only did that on the first one. On the second one and here on this third one, I'm kind of doing it the other way. So I'm kind of left with these sort of weird areas. I'm sure it'll be enough room. I mean, I'll make it enough room, but probably not ideal. Just ever so slightly point the tips. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to overlap this one just a little bit, so I don't want to touch this one quite yet. So I'm gonna move on and then come back to this one. My next one is actually going to be way different than this one as far as color is concerned. So I don't know if anybody that stopped by has or is on my Facebook page, but so on the other side of my house, I have these succulents in sort of a rocky area in the yard. And these succulents, they kind of spread out as ground cover. And they have the most fantastic flowers on them, right? They're kind of like a daisy looking flower, but they are super brightly colored. They're ice plants, if anybody knows what that is. And that side of the house is, I don't know, we really don't do anything on that side of the house. So I just wanted to try a color scheme that was sort of different. I don't have anything else anywhere in my yard. This color, those look super funky. But they are pink and orange. And like I said, the colors are super bright and beautiful. The daisies are essentially like two colors. So the pink is in the middle, and then the petals on the outside are the orange. And so that's what I want to do here. I want to create a whole palette. Totally 70s colors, but okay. Let's try that again. I don't know what I did there. But I did it again. I just need to move this one over. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. Ah, gosh. Okay. I'm gonna have to find something. I wonder. I'm thinking about a good way to kind of incorporate this, and I wonder once it's dry, I might put something along the outsides. Okay, but for now I'm gonna let that dry. Let's see if I can't get some green in here. My hands are getting covered in paint too. Okay, how do I can kind of go upwards. It's kind of backwards from what I had done before. Okay, so let's stick with that then. And then I have this space here that I'll have to think about putting something in. Okay, I need to move up a little bit. Definitely don't have the same amount of room here, so let's see. Okay, we'll leave that one like that. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that. Make sure I don't have any fingerprints. There. While I wait for this to finish drying, let's go in with this. Let's see. I'm going to use the thin end again that I normally use the swooshes with to pull them, but I'm just going to do just some organic ones. Okay. Okay. And the next one, let's try to get the second layer onto this. I don't remember what size that was. I'm thinking like a 4. Yeah, let's go 2.5. All right, I need to stir this up a little bit here. It's a little separated over time. Okay, now these dots have to be right at the bottom. And if any of these weren't quite close enough to the center dot, I can kind of scooch them in by using these dots here. So okay, that's gonna need to dry. Now, let's finish this one first, and then let's work on this. I've been kind of trying to stay true to sort of a real flower look, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to accomplish anything realistic on this one. So maybe we'll just try something fun. Maybe I'll do some kind of like antenna looking thing on it between the petals. Ooh, my hand kind of moved there. All right, so let me think. Do I have enough room? Not really. was thinking of doing something like a traditional mandala, sort of a walk dot sort of thing, or you know, bringing a dot here and then I can have something come along either side, or I could do a dot here and then pull it like a pin through the center. So either 2 swooshes on either side of the petal, or I could have just one long swoosh going through. What do you think? If I do that, if I do the swooshes, I'm still gonna have space in between. That's the only drawback with that. I guess that means that I'm gonna go ahead and do the dot here. Okay, what color? I think it's gonna have to be the blue. I didn't really want to have 2 blue next to each other, but the green with this blue center may not be perfect. So let's try that. Let's do 3, 2.5. What's gonna fit here? Nah, that's gonna be too big. 2.5. All right, let's see. Wish me luck here. I don't know. Let's see how I can spruce it up a little bit once I'm done with this. I think I'm going to put another, obviously a dot, down at the bottom here. Something like these here. And hopefully that'll kind of tie it together. I mean, it's not terrible, but not exactly what I had in mind. So I could add it. I don't know if I want to add another color in here, but maybe. I don't want it to blend together too badly. I could certainly do pink in here. Might be small enough to get away with that. Yeah, that looks much better than I thought. Good. Okay, let's get the last little dots on this guy. And then I need to get some light green on the petals and I'll be done. Yeah, where's my medium at here? No problem. It totally happens. Life and its distractions. We do these ones. And then I'll probably get maybe another green somewhere over here. Bottom. Don't want to forget these guys. This is kind of the fun part. I get to fill stuff in. Okay. I don't have that same space here. I think the very last one, let's see if I can fit something right up along that hole here. Let's do maybe a 3. Okay. So the last thing I need to do there just wait a quick second, let that one dry just a smidge, just so that I can put the lighter green on top of it. Don't want to try to do the green too soon. Okay, you know what I'll do? Okay, so this, like I had mentioned, was the third set. Let me show you the other two. Okay, so this is number 1. And this one is number 2. And then this will be 3. So I think the overall consensus was that this was the favorite so far. The lighter colors, i.e. why I kind of went back to the lighter colors here. This one I really like. This one, some of my favorite colors in here, but yeah, it's definitely a lot darker, and I understand why this one's more of a favorite. So So 1 and 2, those are already several days old. Those are already completely dry. It's gonna take another few minutes to get that one. Okay, while that one is going, like I said, the last one, probably, I don't know if this will be the very last one that I do. I want to do a pink and orange. This is honestly probably the correct orange. It's actually the tea berry. This is the 2025 color. So I have those fire spinners, right? That's what they're called, ice plant fire spinners. And the color of them is just so dramatic and so amazing. And it's really, really this dark green too. So it'll be that color. Now the flowers themselves, the one thing that I need to figure out how I want to do that is that the center of the flowers is pink. And then as the petals grow out, then they're the orange. So I'm thinking of doing something kind of like this in the pink and the orange. So that's going to be fun. I just need to kind of perfect how I'm going to do that first. But that's going to be my next one. So, all right, let's see. It's not drying just enough. Still a little shiny. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's still shiny. The edges are not quite ready. Do I want to, so like for example, on this one, I had the middle, I did another dot on it. So I would put the pink here. Do I want to do that? Actually, I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to do that with this one. I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm going to leave that. So, I think I'm probably just going to end this here today. I don't have time to do the other ones as of yet, but like I said, look forward to that one. The first 2 sets that I showed you, I do have videos, creation videos that are going to be posted on YouTube someday. Like I was saying earlier, my laptop that I do everything on has got an issue with the battery. So that needs to be repaired. And I'm going to be dropping off my computer to the repair shop tomorrow. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the video, or maybe one of the videos, edited and uploaded in time. So if I don't, the next video will probably be dropping in a week or so, just because I won't have my computer. I won't have any way to do any editing. So just a heads up there. And otherwise, I certainly hope you guys like these. This is actually the direction they're supposed to go because the holes are on the top. If anybody has any additional suggestions as to what color combinations, throw that at me. I would love to hear that. Like I said, this is going to be my next one. I know it sounds odd, but if you are on my Facebook, you should check out the photos of the plants that are the inspiration for this. You'll be amazed. They're gorgeous. So if you're having trouble visualizing what I'm trying to do, check that out. And then otherwise, I think the next time I'm going to be back, I'm probably going to be working on some more of the keychains. Again, I need color combinations for those too, because I've got a ton more to do. I've only got a couple of sets worked. I could probably do a bunch more of the rainbow ones here, but I could also do color combinations sort of like these that I've done, sort of kind of muted colors, a little bit more pastel, if, you know, if maybe that's preferable, because I have beads in white backgrounds. I've also got some spring ones in like green and blue, etc. So I need some help with some inspiration on that. So if you've got any for me, let me know. And again, thank you guys so much for dropping by. I really, really do appreciate it. I will see you next time. Hopefully that'll be within a week. Knock on wood. We'll see when my computer is up and running again. But thanks, guys. Certainly appreciate it. Happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day. Take care.